This is Bill Hornbarger, Chief Investment Officer at Benjamin F. Edwards, with three things to watch for the week of October 13th, 2025. Well, we start off with a quasi-holiday on Monday. The government bond market is closed, but stocks are open. And this will be a busy week, despite CPI being pushed back to next week because of the government shutdown. That number will actually be released on the 24th. That will be about a week late, so it's not going to fall casualty like a lot of the other data releases have. So this week, we think the focus will really be on trade and will be on the government shutdown. If you remember all the way back to Friday, we had that big sell-off in stocks based on the news that the resumption of the trade war between China and the United States was brewing. Over the weekend, President Trump adopted a much more conciliatory tone, saying that it was all one big misunderstanding. We saw the cryptocurrencies rally on Saturday evening and Sunday, and stocks were up early here on Monday morning, lending some credence to that comment. Looking through, we saw some studies this morning that show after big down days on a Friday, and gap opens like we saw this morning on Monday morning, typically the next week and the next month are pretty positive for stocks. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. In terms of the government shutdown, we've had 7 failed votes trying to get the government reopened. Nothing will happen today, obviously, with the government holiday, but expected to be back at it tomorrow. The news has been very mixed, right? We've seen layoffs. We've seen rescinded layoffs. We have concerns about pay and healthcare benefits for government workers. We've had news that the military will get paid. So just a lot of uncertainty surrounding that. The futures markets are saying that this one's going to be a little bit on the longer side, pricing the best odds of around October 25th for this to be solved. Again, I don't think they know anything more than the rest of us, but the feeling is that both sides are dug in enough that this could go on for a little bit longer. And then finally, a big week of earnings for the S&P 500. Something like 10% of the S&P 500 will report this week. Third quarter earnings. First up will be the banks, the major financial institutions. We'll see Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citi, all on the tapes. Again, some good news there would certainly help take away some of the sting of some of the other things that are happening. And again, we would characterize earnings so far this year as being surprisingly better than expected. So hoping that we'll see more of that again, which would help the market, which from a valuation perspective does seem a little bit extended, has been extended for quite some time.